Greetings, Australia, Australian cricket players and coaches. My name is Stephen Yellen. I have a company that works in 7 professional sports, and we have a program I think that could be very valuable for cricket players down under. I always wanted to go down under. Every coach, every player, even every fan, front office people, they all know there's an X factor in sports. And that X factor is what really happens when an athlete is locked in, when a cricket player is really locked in and playing well. Why do they play well on that day and not another day, even though they have the talent to play like that all the time? Well, this X factor is that elusive question in sports that really has not been answered. In over a 38-year period of teaching and coaching in many different sports, I've come up with a program that not only answers the X factor, but gives a very simple and systematic program to allow an athlete to access it by demand, rather than having it happen just by chance. And here's a story about that X factor. My partner is a man by the name of Buddy Biancalana. Buddy was the starting shortstop for the Kansas City Royals when they won the World Series in 1985. And Buddy had one of these extraordinary zone experiences in the series. He batted 73 points over his average, his batting average, and that's the difference between making $300,000 or $400,000 a year or making $5 or $6 million a year. That amount of points over one's average. He played errorless at shortstop. He was the second leading vote getter for the most valuable player. He appeared on the Today Show, on the David Letterman Show. 18 months later, he's out of the major leagues. He's out of professional sports and playing. Why? Well, he couldn't repeat that performance. He didn't know why he had the experience, what led to him having the experience of entering that elusive zone state, and then when it left, the harder he looked to try to repeat it, the farther away it went. And this is the story of a lot of very, very talented athletes. For whatever reason, one day, one game, one season, they really get locked in and they really are playing well, and then they lose that ability. Why? Well, as it turns out, interestingly enough, this is the reason why we work in 7 professional sports, there is one process in the brain, in the mind, that when an athlete accesses, the body is free to perform at its highest level. And this process is a very elusive process. When someone is in the zone and accesses this process in the brain, because after all, when you think about it, sports is all about motion. Cricket is all about motion. Motion is all about the muscles. Where is the operating system of the muscles located? Where is it located? It's not located in the muscles. It's located in the mind, in the brain. Therefore, when a batsman or I'm looking at my notes here, a bowler just plays exceptionally well, something must have happened in their mind to allow their body to be free. This has nothing to do with sports psychology. Our program is not based on sports psychology, it's based on neuroscience. And it's based on the fundamental level of the mind-body connection. And when someone is locked in and playing well, they talk about their performance in 3 different areas, and see if you can relate. Because if you're watching this, I'm sure you've played many sports, not just cricket. 1, they say that time slowed down. I had all the time in the world. 2, they say the mind became very quiet. There was a lot of silence there. And 3, they say that the motion was fluid and effortless. They didn't even feel their body move. They were just sort of watching their body go through the motion rather than micromanaging. Now these 3 experiences, time slowing down, the intellect becoming very quiet, the motion becoming very fluid, you can't tell a player to have these experiences. You can't tell a player, okay, I don't want you to be thinking too much. Or you can't tell a cricket player, okay, you know what, I want you to experience time moving slow. Or I want your motion to be fluid. No. Because if you do that, they're going to go the opposite direction, just like Buddy went the opposite direction. So this program is very revolutionary. It's never been introduced in sports. And golf teacher, very famous golf teacher, I'm sure you've heard of him, David Ledbetter. I just partnered with David. I'm going to be teaching at his worldwide headquarters. He has 23 academies across the globe, nothing down under. Maybe one day we'll open up one down there. In Orlando, teaching this program, I work with both of his children. Their games went to another level. We work, in any sport we work in, the games go to another level. The performance goes to another level, because what we're able to do is we're able to set up by design what an athlete normally experiences just by chance when they're playing well. And that's worth its weight in gold. Because so many athletes, they retire or they go through a season, they say, you know what, I didn't reach my potential. I had more in me, but they just didn't have a way to access it. So if this sounds interesting, and hopefully it does, because I'd love to work with cricket players, then the next step would be for me to work with a couple players. I'll do it free of charge, at least the first few players. And then if they like the results and they give good feedback to whomever, then we can take it to another level. And Darren is my main contact man down under. So it's nice talking to you. I'm calling you, or I'm videotaping this from the great state of Iowa, deep in the Midwest. We grow a lot of corn and soybeans here. And we actually have more pigs in Iowa than people, but we don't like to brag about that. But I'll be moving down to Orlando next month to teach with David. Okay, it was good talking with you, and good day.